I'm going to be focusing on the word sheltered, as the world views it and how we should view it as Christians. I recently just graduated, being homeschooled for 10 out of the 12 years I was in school. Throughout my life, I've heard parents say, "Oh, I would homeschool my children. I just don't want them to be sheltered." When you hear this word sheltered, we immediately think of some bad thing that we don't want for our children. However, after thinking about the word and what it actually means, along with how I was raised myself, I think every Christian should want to shelter their children. If you look in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, shelter means a position or the state of being covered and protected, as from bad weather or danger. Protecting a child from danger is not a bad thing at all. Think of a mother in a violent storm with her child in her arms. Now imagine she sees a cabin up ahead, and instead of running to it, she looks at it with disgust, thinking to herself, "I don't want to shelter my child." That would be horrible. Now, some people might argue it's different because the world isn't a storm. However, to a young child who can't protect themselves yet and is easily influenced, the world is a raging storm. I'm going to use my life as an example. I was born to a family full of addicts, and they put absolutely no barriers as to what I could do, watch, or see. To this day, the thoughts and memories from those years before I was adopted still greatly affect me. However, when I was adopted, my new parents put up a lot of restrictions because I was a young child with a young mind who needed to be taught how to respond to the world before being thrown into it. Proverbs 22:6 says to train up a child in the way he should go, not throw him where he can be tempted so he's exposed to the world and knows what the world is like. I want to make it very clear, though, that this does not mean that a parent should never tell their children of the world. On the contrary, they need to tell them of it so the children know how to properly handle it. But this also doesn't mean throwing them into the midst of it so they can learn all on their own. Parents need to bundle their children up by filling their minds with the pure truth of God's word before sending them into the cold, violent storm that is the world, seeking to knock them down at every opportunity. Young children do not have the capability to protect themselves yet, and that is one reason why God gave them parents to do the protecting until the child could. Just because someone is sheltered does not mean that they are socially awkward, don't know a thing about the world, and have no friends. It may simply mean that they are better equipped to handle the attacks of the world because they were trained first.